Good day everyone, I'm Patrick and welcome to our today's video. In our today's story, we'll see this couple have been married for 7 years. This husband found the evidence of her wife's affair and deciding his next move. Let's see how this story ends. My wife's affair, and it haunts me. My wife and I have been married for 7 years, together for 10. I am 37, she is 32, and our marriage has been amazing up until recently. We get into the occasional disagreements like every couple, but for the most part it has been loving, fulfilling, and happy for both of us. While not as frequently as before, we still share an active and healthy intimacy life as well. She is truly my goddess, beautiful, smart, funny, etc., and I take great pride in the lifestyle that I provide for us. While I work anywhere from 40 to 60 hours per week, she is a part-time professor at a community college, as well as a yoga instructor. 4 months ago, I was rocked when I curiously peeked through her email. There was an exchange with a male name I didn't recognize. I opened the thread to find that this man was emailing my wife tapes of their affair while they shared physically explicit banter. A rush of emotions came over me, but fortunately I had hours to compose from the rage and formulate a plan before she got home. I felt as though I was blindsided. I could not stop watching the 2 videos and could not fathom that the life I had worked so hard to build with her could be taken from me. I was preparing to confront her and then leave for the night in order to sort things out on my own. I dropped the bomb on her, and immediately she began to tear up and sob in front of me, admitting to it, and profusely apologizing. I got upset. I told her that I would find another place to stay. Her crying went into hysteria. She was begging and pleading for me to stay. She called non-stop during the time I stayed at my brother's. She was leaving messages saying that she loved me, and it was the biggest mistake of her life. After 2 weeks, I missed her, so I went home to reconcile. I kept asking her how she could do this to me, and each time she replied with, "I don't know," or "it just happened." I found out that he was a 27-year-old professor at the college and began working in my wife's department months prior. I told her my trust would have to be earned back, but she had already come up with a plan to earn my trust back, including cutting the guy and changing jobs, allowing me to track her phone and car, giving me access to her email accounts, submitting to an STD test, and going to therapy. I could feel the deep remorse and her desire to reconcile. Since she has been grateful for the opportunity I have given her, held up her end 100%, and generally been a very pleasant and loving person to be around. But if only the trust could fix the damage. Even with all this relationship progress, I cannot fight the constant pain and torment that comes from thinking of the details of her affair. The memory of the videos is burned into my brain, and feelings of pain, humiliation, and embarrassment overcome me. This has led to much stalled progress, as I have harbored much resentment for my wife because of it. Their bedroom activity was completely unprotected, and he was well endowed. She did things with this man of that we as a married couple have never done, like wear different lingerie and enthusiastically perform on him. It feels like a chore when she does it for me. What really hurts is that she did that with him and swallowed his thing more than once. Those were 2 things that I asked her if she was willing to try in our relationship, and she would always detest referring to them as gross or degrading. But words cannot describe how much she degraded herself in this video. It makes me sick to picture the disgusting things she did, like licking his thing, or give him directly following that. But worst of all, she seemed more enthusiastic about all of it than she ever has about our life in 10 years. I have asked her why she would do such things, and how she could do things with him that she refused with me. Her answer is always, "I don't know." I am constantly being ripped apart seeking an answer to this question. Needless to say, my self-esteem is shot. I saw with my own eyes that this man turned her on more than I have, and she had a much stronger desire to please him. This has caused us to have intimacy problems ever since. Since her answer is, "I don't know," it is always running through my mind that it was because my stuff was too small, that I'm too weak, or that I was an inadequate lover. These thoughts and feelings are causing so much emotional turmoil and built up resentment towards my wife. She is putting in such a strong effort, but my feelings don't seem to go away or lose intensity. I would like to know if anyone else has dealt with such a problem. Is it fair to myself or my wife to keep trying to work it out? Any help would be much appreciated, as I feel like I am at my wit's end. This is not about you, or that she doesn't desire you. This is purely about the thrill and rush that comes with cheating on her partner, which she enjoyed. That is a kind of feeling that a person can never experience in a marriage, no matter how well endowed you are, or if you have a six-pack, because in a marriage, the taboo aspect is not there, but with cheating it is. A fair intimacy can never be compared to regular intimacy. That is the sad truth, and your wife knows that, because she experienced it. Her lover could have had a micro stuff and only last 30 seconds in bed, and it would have still been the most thrilling experience for her, where she would have allowed him anything. It was never about the guy, it was always about her, and about cheating on you. Keep in mind here, she made a decision to betray you and cheat on you before she had seen him clothless, and before she knew about his size, which shows that her cheating on you was never about his size, but only about the desire to cheat on you. First came the decision to cheat on you, and then she had bedroom activity with him, not the other way around. I am very sorry that you are in this position. I've been on the fence if I should give an update, but decided maybe it's good to write this down. I would like to thank all the people who reached out to me. I didn't expect to get so much support from strangers. I did get some nasty messages, but even those seemed to be helpful. So, over the last couple of months, we've been in therapy, but she wasn't very forthcoming as to why she did this. However, I eventually did find out why, but not through any therapy session. I think many of you already knew why, and I just couldn't accept it. We were invited to her friend's 30th birthday party, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to get out. The party went pretty late, and my wife was really drunk. This is rare for her given her focus on yoga. I ended up calling an Uber, and we went home. She was really loud during the ride home, and it just annoyed me. When we got home, I thought given how drunk she is, maybe she would be more open to telling me about the reason for the affair. Before I continue, I think I should give you a little more background about my wife and myself. Over the last 5 years or so, I've gained over 50 pounds because of my total focus on career. Unfortunately, along with the weight, I have premature graying hair. I've been promoted a number of times, and my salary has increased significantly. I was doing this for us, so she could be a stay-at-home mom when we have kids. So, with the weight and graying hair, I look much older than my actual age. My wife, on the other hand, has become very fit over the last 5 years, while becoming a yoga instructor. She still has her blonde hair. I would say she looks younger than her age. Usually, I didn't think much of this difference in looks, but I guess I should have. Thinking back, I remember a number of times where my wife was hit upon at the grocery store or if we were out with friends. So, back to my drunk wife, she did end up telling me more about the affair. She admitted that she found him attractive and fit. He would come by her office. They would go to lunch. He started taking her yoga class, which I didn't know, so they would hang out after that as well. He would flirt, which made her feel attractive, and progressively, he asked more personal questions, which then moved on to intimacy talk. She thought he was aggressive, but she also liked the attention, and it made her feel wanted. Still, she didn't think it would proceed further than that. But one night at a faculty dinner, they both drank a little too much wine. My wife had forgotten something at her office, and he walked with her there, since it was dark outside on campus. After they got to her office, he hugged her, and they ended up having bedroom activity on her desk. After that, it escalated from there. She never expected to do all those things, but he would be slightly more aggressive and push her during each of their encounters. She eventually just went with it and realized she enjoyed him being so dominant. She was crying as she was telling me all this and kept saying sorry. She said that the guilt has been eating at her, and she said, I didn't deserve to be treated like this, given how good I've been to her. She just wished it never happened and doesn't know why she lost control like that. She kept saying she loves me. I said to her that basically she screwed this guy and let him do whatever to her because she found him attractive, wanted to make him happy, and didn't want to lose him. She cheated because she thinks I'm ugly. She kept saying no, but I know that is why. I told her that I need time to myself to process this. So, there you have it. I guess the reason is straightforward, but it still hurts. I haven't spoken to a lawyer, but did look into divorce in my state. It seems like according to the law, I have to pay alimony for half the length of the marriage, like 5 years, and it will be 40% of the difference, and our pay like about 40K. I also have to give her half of my 401K. I need to see if this is true, as I think this would be unfair given that she cheated. I'm also thinking of reaching out to the guy she cheated with. I found his Instagram, and what is disturbing is that he seems to have a girlfriend. So, this is really crappy all around. This was painful to read and hard to imagine the pain of living it. I'm sorry that you are here in a place that no one wants to be in. I hope that your therapist is helping you to understand that this was not your fault. This is all on your wife. If you are hearing anything else, you need a new therapist. Seems like that depth of the betrayal is such that reconciliation is unlikely to be successful. You have had lots of folks here telling you to lawyer up. Well, they are right. You need to lawyer up. Start planning for the rest of your life without the cheating wife. Please understand that you cannot reconcile with her. She can only reconcile with you. You cannot forgive her because you have no idea what you would be forgiving. You don't know if there have been others, how many times, or how long she had been doing it. Your wife does not love you and certainly does not respect you, or she wouldn't be sleeping with another guy. You need to stiffen your resolve and take control. Study the 180 and chump lady. That's how you need to treat her. Wise up, lawyer up, file, and serve her. Tell her that she has until it's final to convince you to stop it. Use the potential for reconciliation to get the most favorable divorce terms. When your lawyer says it is okay, blow up her fantasy world. Tell your family, her family, and your friends about her affair. If her affair partner has a significant other, they need to be told. If they are co-workers, then their company HR and their bosses need to be told. Never cover up for a cheater. If they never suffer the consequences of their actions, they never stop. Be sure that their work knows that they were sleeping on the job. Make sure that everyone they worked with knows about the affair. This guy is a predator and needs to be dealt with as severely as possible. If you haven't already done it, get tested for STDs. Demand that your wife do it also. You have a lot to think about and a lot to do. Time for you to get started. We knew each other since childhood, together since 10 years. And officially in a relationship for 8. We were very young when we got into this relationship, and it didn't start normal. It started off him asking my nudes, kinda pressuring me into giving them. And that's how we started to date. Not long after, he told me I should cover up, not upload pictures in socials, and made me remove all my male friends. I did all those, cause I was dumb I guess, but also in love. I thought he wanted to protect me. Anyways, the dressing thing started to go strict. And strict, even when I was fully covered. Still he would complain that something is off, like my stuff shape is being seen or something. I tried to be as good as possible, but then I noticed his porn addiction, multiple fake accounts to follow girls, multiple chat groups where people trade girls' pictures. It bothered me so much, it hurt me so deep. I told how terrible, low I feel. By this, it's like I'm not enough for him. He said this is normal for him, and all guys do these. It's normal, and nothing terrible. I tried to convince myself like that too, but I couldn't, and every once in a while, we used to have arguments about these. I wanted to feel pretty by him. I used to dress up, take so many pictures for him, but he never once showed me love for it. A little compliment, a little flattering, nothing. I can't even imagine how many pictures I've sent him and got no freaking response. I used to love to do DIYs. It was my love language. I always wanted to make him feel special, on top of the world. I made him scrapbooks, cards, and stuffs, but he never said anything about those. I stopped after a few years then. I see how boyfriends surprise their girlfriends and give them bouquets and do so much things for them. I don't know why he never once made me feel that special, like I was special, showering me with love or stuff. Also, I have 5 cats which I love to death, and I love plushies, but he set a boundary that my cats can't sleep in my bed with me, neither can I sleep with my plushies, and my cat can't be in the same room while I change. Even on my birthdays, festivals, he used to. I don't know, man. How should I write it? It just didn't make me special. I always got him cakes on his birthday, homemade, and store-bought both. He just got me a cake once. That was the birthday after the one he forgot. That was because he was guilty that he forgot about my birthday last time. I noticed all he cared about was who looks at me, how much attention I get, my dress up and all. I could never share my thoughts without him getting mad over it. He always told me that he loved me so much, but I could rarely ever feel it. Then I started doing things my ways, but without him knowing. I dressed how I wanted to dress, wearing gowns, t-shirts, tops, jeans. But I hid it from him. This was my fault, that I hid it from him. He had his suspicion, but I told him I don't do these. I was too scared to leave him. But a month ago he got to know, and he talked to my family, and my family fully supported me, which made him more furious. He slapped me in public after he saw I was wearing a jeans and a t-shirt. We contacted after that too. He told me to get married and all, be under his eyes, only then I could be fixed. We haven't been in contact since 15 days now. I'm too scared that I will never find someone else, that nobody else will love me. I'm just mixed up with a lot of emotions. Also, he cried that how I ruined his life by cheating on him wearing these dresses and all, and I can't help but feel terribly guilty for it. His crying was really intense. Lastly, I know I shouldn't have hid stuffs from him, but I was too scared of the outcome. I'm really confused, guilty about betraying him, and I honestly don't know what to do next. Why he's trying to reconcile with this woman. He should focus on the divorce and get the most favorable outcome he can. She was just a piece of meat to this guy, and she gave him all the best parts. Those thoughts are going to burn him always. His wife was just one of his many BBQs. However, after the divorce is settled, he should let everyone know about his wife's secret.